Welcome, everybody, to the iBUG Buzz, episode 621 for February 19, 2024. I'm Greg. I'll be co hosting tonight with Sandhya. I know we have at least one new person on the call, but for anyone that's new and joining us on the call, or if you're new to iBUG or the iBUG Buzz and listening to a recording of this call, we want to extend a special welcome and encourage you to join us each week. The iBug Buzz is an open forum where we encourage you to bring your questions, issues you run into when you're using your iOS devices, and specifically questions and issues related to using VoiceOver on those devices. And those devices would be the iPhone, iPad, Apple TV, Apple Watch, and the iPod Touch. We like to get everything started. Like to get the call started with announcements and a preview of other iBug events coming up during the week. So for that, I'll turn it over to Sandhya.
All right, thank you, Greg. Let's go for it. We got a pretty busy week. So, like I said, the next 2 hours we're going to be talking about everything iOS, and at the midpoint we'll have the big reveal for our Friday night movie. We'll have some very unhelpful clues and some crazy prizes, so we would love for you to participate in that. Then tomorrow, all times are central and everything is on this Zoom platform, this same link where you are right now. Okay, so tomorrow from 5 to 6, we have the Mac Buzz. Mac Buzz from 5 to 6. Any questions about your Mac? Whether you should get one, what you should do with the one you have, all those kind of questions in between. Please come for that. Then Wednesday is Android Insight. iBug Android Insight from 7 to 8:30. All questions relating to Android devices. Even the A lady is allowed. You can talk about her because we cannot talk about her on this call. All things running the Android platform, Google stuff, all that is fair game on that call. So we hope you will come for that. Then Thursday we're off. So Friday we have the movie. The movie is iBug Night at the Virtual Movie starting at 8 p.m. Central. Social time at 7:15. Have Name That Tune, jokes and other rather crazy silliness and fun, and you won't be muted unless you have to be. So we hope you'll come and hang out with us then. And then after the movie we have a discussion and trivia. Then Saturday from 2 to 4 is our iBug Apple Workshop. We have something really exciting, and we hope that you will come. And it's I want it to be a surprise, but it'll be one of our regular members who's been around for a long time, and he's done something pretty exciting, and we will share that with you on Saturday. That's from 2 to 4. And that's what's coming up this week alone. We have social media. iBugtoday.org is our website. iBUGTODAY.org. That's where you can get all the information about what I just said and a lot more. We have about 21 events every month. So register, and then you will get notifications of all of those events. And I think I will hand it over. Oh, sorry. All of these, the training calls are available on our website, on YouTube, and on your favorite podcasting app. So if you missed something, didn't quite understand something, or want to repeat something that we said, you can go back and listen to the recording at your leisure. All right, so now I will hand it back to Greg.
All right, thank you, Sandhya. So let's get started by taking a trip around the room, give everybody a chance to say hello. To do that, you'll need to unmute, state your name, tell us where you're from, and if you're new to iBug or new to the iBug Buzz, please share that with us. So I'll get things started. I'm Greg in Texas.
Marie in Reno.
Hey, Marie.
This is Jacob in Michigan.
Ooh, I heard Jake, and who else was it?
Terry in Arlington Heights.
Hey, Terry Ann.
Pete in Florida.
Hey, Pete.
Hey, Greg.
Julie, the hard worker.
Mhm.
All right.
Marianne and Elgin, new
All right.
new to iBUG.
Well, I'm sorry, you're new to iBUG?
Yes.
All right, welcome. Well, let's come back later and we'll find out where you heard about us, and let's go ahead and keep going around the room.
Bill in Washington, Shelton, Washington, new to iBUG.
All right, Bill, welcome.
Marcia from Daytona Beach.
Hey, I heard Marcia, and who else was it?
John.
John in Austin.
Hey, John, welcome.
Thank you.
Gary in Austin.
This is Herbie in Houston.
Hey, Gary and Herbie, welcome, guys.
Lean in Arizona.
Welcome.
Vincent in New Jersey.
Hey, Vincent.
D in
Gloria
Illinois.
Houston.
I got D, and who else was it?
Gloria in Houston.
Gloria, hi, welcome.
Hi.
And Dawn in Houston.
Hey, Don.
Hey.
Anybody else?
Brian from
Georgia.
Whoa, I missed that. Who is it?
Vanessa and Brian.
Oh, hey, Vanessa.
Liz, Fort Worth.
Hey, Liz.
Brian
Jody
from
in
Ontario.
Brian, Jody, got you. Welcome.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Deb from Kansas.
Hey, Deb.
Hi.
Rosetta in Conyers, Georgia.
Who is it? Tell me your name again. Rosetta.
Rosetta.
Oh, okay, Rosetta. Sure. Welcome.
Thank you.
Anybody else?
Hi, this is Sharon in Seattle.
All right, welcome.
Amanda in California.
Amanda, welcome. Okay, anybody else real quick want to say hi? So we had two new, Bill and, was it Marie?
Marianne.
Okay, so,
Marianne.
oh, Marianne. Okay, Marianne, how did you hear about iBUG?
I heard about it from a few users.
Okay.
One of them was Tim Paul, and then I was in a meeting on one Sunday, and I heard Terry Ann, and I go back a long way, so
Okay.
I called her, and I was very happy that I still had her phone
Okay.
numbers in my
And what
cell.
Apple devices do you use?
Right now, just my phone.
Okay.
And I'm
All right. And
struggling
Bill,
with that.
Bill, how about you? How did you hear about us?
You know, this morning I listened to a podcast by Ricky Engers on audio description, and Judy, the other person presenting on audio description, mentioned iBUG today. And so I did some follow-up, found your website, and signed up to be, I have a couple questions on my iPhone 14 Pro.
All right, good.
So there we go. Yeah.
And, okay, so you have the phone. Do you have other Apple devices?
No, I do not.
Okay, perfect. Well, welcome, guys. Glad you could join us. All right, so let's move in. Sandhya, go ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted to, like Bill said, welcome to our new people, and it was just very exciting that we were mentioned in the podcast, and it's I think it's called oh God, just blanked. Hadley Presents. That's what it was. And
right.
Ricky Enger is interviewing Judy Davis, person about audio description. So try to listen to it. We'll try to put a link on our website too. All right, thanks, Greg.
Yeah, okay. So before we move into questions and issues, let me remind everybody that we want to give everybody a chance to ask a question. And if you have an answer, we want to spread that around as well. So if you've answered a question, then give others a chance to answer before you jump back in. All right, so who wants to get us started tonight? First question, first issue. Just state your name and tell us where state your name and
this is Bill. Do I get to be first?
Bill, you can be first. Go.
Wow, that's so nice.
I know.
We
only let special people go first.
Yeah, right. On my emails, my name is Old Bothersome Bill. I went to our local library for some assistance this last Saturday. They help me download or upload or whatever load Envision app. But one of the problems I have, and I can't be unique, is the slider on my contacts where I'm trying to go from A to R in that slider. It's a little teeny tiny and my big fat fingers don't. Is there some way that I can make that larger? There's my question.
Okay. So Pete, go ahead.
Bill, I just wanted to point out, welcome, by the way, that it doesn't really matter how big the slider is or how big your fingers are, because you can touch the screen anywhere, literally anywhere on the screen. You don't have to find the slider, to get within the parameters or the confines of that slider or any element that you're dealing with, by the way. So just touch anywhere on the screen and flick down. Be sure that your flick is straight down, up and down. And that way you'll go down from A to B to C and so on. You don't need to get yourself within the slider,
the little tiny
perimeter.
slider.
Right.
Perfect.
Whenever you get to an element on that screen, whether it's a tap or a button or a slider, all you need to do is find anywhere on the screen and touch it and execute your gesture from that position.
And that's a single finger flick down?
Yes, it is.
One finger. Perfect.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so very much.
Sure.
This is Dee.
Dee, go ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted to emphasize what Pete told you is correct. But you got to be in that slider, like it'll say capital A or something. You got to be sure you're in there before you start flicking down.
Right. The last thing that you heard from VoiceOver, like for the section index, or there are a couple things that's called, as long as that's the last thing that VoiceOver said, then you know that's where your focus is. And then you can just flick up or down any place on the screen. But you have to make sure that your focus is in that VoiceOver. The last thing that VoiceOver said was that your focus was on the item that you want to adjust. Anybody else want to give any suggestions on that, or if not, let's move on.
This is Marcia.
What is that, Marcia?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, I found out that if it opens up, say, to J, and I want to go up, I don't brush my fingers up. I have to brush them down to go up. So whichever way I need to go, I have to go opposite with my brush or swipe.
Okay. All right.
And then when you get to that,
that works really well. Thank you.
All right, let's go ahead and move on to the next question. Who wants to come in with the next question or issue?
Hello, this is Mary Ann.
Go ahead, Mary Ann.
I have the last SE phone. I just got it about 2 months ago. I'm in a contract for a couple of years, and I know eventually I have to go to the 14 or 15 or whatever. But I've noticed with the phone that I have now, my VoiceOver cuts out. I'll I'll be reading a text message and it just stops. And I have to go into the messages and open it and actually read it from there. Or I'll be sending a text message and it just stops. It repeats part of the message and then I just say send. And I don't know what the heck is the issue with my phone that it's doing that.
Okay. That's something we've talked about several times on the Buzz. It's not your phone, but who wants to respond to that?
This is Jody.
Jody, go ahead, and then Marie.
Are you listening to the text message or sending the text message using SIRI, or are you actually in the text message itself in the body of the message?
Well, I just dictate a message and then it sometimes Siri reads all of it back. Sometimes it doesn't read any of it back.
Okay, if you're using Siri, then that's where your interruption comes in. If you actually go into the Messages app and go to the text field there, you should be able to dictate there without being interrupted. And the same thing with listening to a text message. You usually get the first couple of lines of the message, and that's true too if you go to the text message list. You actually want to go into the message if you want to hear the whole thing.
I never had that problem with my other phones, and that's why this kind of stumped me with this one.
Well, it's not the phone; it's the update.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's go to Marie.
Okay. Actually, I think it's the one of the iOS 17 issues, and we all have it. It's a bug, and it's going to happen whether you dictate or use Siri, which is not exactly the same thing, but you may get the same results. So the only thing you can do is just move your finger up to the body of that text message, and then it'll read it. But it's just something we have to put up with right now, and it's not you.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Yep. Let's go with Paul. Let's go to you, and then let's go ahead and move on.
One way to avoid that is if you're using a headset. I've had that problem. I brought it up in the meetings before, but if you use your headset, it doesn't do it.
Okay, good. Thank you, Paul. All right, let's move on to the next question.
I am Luis. Good evening, everybody. Sorry, I'm late.
Yeah, no, go.
Go ahead. Let me, well, first of all, let me share some information that I just found out. I don't know if any of you have T-Mobile, but I'm on the 55 and over plan. Magnolia, I think is called the plan. But anyway, they are offering the Apple TV app for 6 months for free if anybody is subscribed to T-Mobile. And the other thing is, if you have 2 lines with T-Mobile, they're offering Netflix for a lifetime, as long as you have T-Mobile on one of the devices. And I don't know if any of you have T-Mobile, but I have it. But with that being said, if you don't mind me asking one question.
Sure, go ahead, Paul.
I'm currently using a single Bluetooth Motorola, blah, blah, blah number, I don't know. But I'm using the iPhone 8 Plus, so I'm a little bit older. But is anybody having trouble when using a single Bluetooth that like Siri cuts you off in the middle of your text? Because that's been happening to me more recently, that I don't know if it's that she's not recognizing my voice, but she's just cutting me off in the middle of the text. And then I just can't. She continues repeating herself. So I was just wondering if anybody has experienced that. And if you have, like, what have you done to remedy that?
Okay. Any thoughts on that?
This is Helene.
Helene, go ahead.
It's the same problem that what Marie was just talking about. We're all waiting for Siri to get out of the hospital from having seizures. It's just, she's not doing well. And so right now, until they fix Siri, you're going to have that. And the only workaround is that you can go into like text messages and then, tap on the bottom and then dictate. And you're not using Siri then, you're just dictating and somehow or other the messages go through flawlessly.
This is
Okay.
Sandhya.
Sandhya, go ahead.
I thought I was updating my parents' phone, and I think 17.3.1 mentions something about a bug fix that deals with repeating, and I was pretty sure it thought it said Siri. So I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I haven't tried it.
I updated. It's still doing it.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
That answers that.
All right. Okay.
This
Let's.
is Terry.
What? Terry and Gary. Let's go Terry and then Gary real quick, and then let's move on.
I don't faint everybody, but I just updated my phone from iOS 16 to 17.3.1 2 days ago, and touch wood, I'm not having that problem right now.
Okay. Gary?
Yeah, I was just going to say that the only really consistent way that I have personally found around this is just to use some kind of headphone that I'm one of the antique people around here. I love Apple wired earbuds, so I use those. But any kind of, especially one, maybe wired ones or ones that, 'cause my partner has some wireless ones that when she goes into Siri, then Siri goes through the phone speaker. So any ones where Siri doesn't go through the phone speaker, you may be able to not have that problem, hopefully.
Okay, good. Thanks, Gary.
Sure.
All right, let's go ahead and keep moving. Another question or an issue that you're having? Bridget, good evening. Go ahead.
Good afternoon. I have a group, it's peer support. So instead of calling out, doing all the numbers, someone sent me a contact card. So, and I would just say, Siri call peer support group. But here lately, it's saying, when I say that, it says it don't take MIB, the MIS numbers. So I don't know why it's saying it now.
Okay.
And previously, it would just call the peer support group.
Okay. Anybody have any thoughts on that? And it sounds like it's saying MIS numbers?
MIB. It don't call MIB
okay.
numbers.
Anybody have any ideas?
This is Jody.
Jody, go.
Well, if you hit the contact card, did you add that contact to your contacts? And if you did, does it include the area code? Because a lot of people will send a number minus the area code, and you need area codes now when you call phone numbers.
I'm not sure, but I will look and see. I didn't even think of that. But I'll check that out. Thank you.
Okay.
That could be. And you might want to open your contacts and make sure that you actually have added that to your contact list. I'm assuming you have. Okay, a couple things you can check there, Bridget.
All right, thank you.
How about another question? Anybody?
This is Marie.
Marie, go ahead.
This is not really a question. This is for Bridget. Bridget, you said that you're saying call the peer support group. Do you mean you're trying to message them?
Bridget?
I think she went away. Oh.
No, it had muted. Yes, I just say call. I used to say call peer support group. It'll call, then the da-da-da-da-da, then I'm in. But the last maybe week, no, about 3 weeks, it's saying it don't take a MI.
Oh, so it's a group.
Like
it's a group call, not a group messaging. Then.
Yes, it's a group of people. Yes.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Another question.
Dawn from Houston.
Hey, Dawn, go ahead.
Yes, I had my son to. I'm still having a keyboard issue. I tried to connect my wireless keyboard to my iPad, but he said that my keyboard came with a memory card, so I need to get a Bluetooth keyboard. So I was just wondering, is that true? If it comes with a memory, it came with a little square little thing that you have to. He said you have to put it in the back of something. So my iPad is too thin to put it in. It don't have anywhere to put it. So he said I need a Bluetooth keyboard. I was just wondering, is that true?
Okay. David, go ahead.
Yeah, you do need a Bluetooth keyboard. You probably have one that's has like a USB, what they call a little dongle, I guess sometimes, where we go into like a regular PC and plug into like a USB port in a computer, and then you can use it wirelessly on a computer. But the iPad doesn't have USB ports. The only way there may be some Lightning keyboards that have cords, but the wireless are all Bluetooth. So you'd want to look for Bluetooth.
That's what I thought. If it's wireless, it's Bluetooth. That's what I thought.
Yeah, Herbie?
Well, no, I'm sorry, it's David. There's wireless that are not Bluetooth. That's
okay,
where
but
okay, David, are you through?
Well, no, I was not through.
Yeah, go ahead.
What I was trying to explain was before Bluetooth was common on PCs and laptops, you would use those USB dongles to give you wireless capability for your keyboard. But now almost everything has Bluetooth, so those are probably kind of going the way of the dinosaur. But yeah, but you can't use it with an iPad. That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay, Herbie, you want to add something to that?
So theoretically, actually, yes, you probably could. It's going to depend on two things. One is the wireless adapter USB-C or not, because most iPads now are USB-C. If it's the older Lightning connector, then there are dongles you could get, and that would let you use that keyboard. And so theoretically it would work. I actually have done it once with the Lightning to camera adapter on the phone, where I wanted to see if the old style wireless keyboard would work, and it did actually accept it. So theoretically it could work. It's just a matter of what type of connection is the card and all that. That being said, I probably would myself rather get an actual Bluetooth keyboard, so that way my port is free on the iPad for being able to charge it and whatnot. But theoretically it could work.
Okay.
Okay,
Don,
thanks.
you'll have to experiment a little bit and check out what kind of plug that is and whether it'll go into your iPad.
Yeah, it goes by batteries, so it doesn't have anywhere to plug anything. It just goes by batteries.
Okay.
So it must be a real dinosaur.
Yeah. You might want to check out a newer Bluetooth keyboard. Okay, let's go ahead and move on.
Thanks.
Yeah, thank you, Don. Let's go ahead and move on. Another question?
This is Terry.
Hi, it's
Terry.
Vanessa.
Oh,
Okay,
Terry.
go ahead,
Terry, let's
Terry.
go. Terry, let's go with you, and then we'll go to Vanessa.
Well, I was just going to say I'll be glad to wait and let some of the other folks go first.
Okay, Vanessa, go ahead.
Oh.
She's so sweet, isn't
So
she?
I was, thank you. Just now, I'm on the call with you guys, and I get a call, and so I talked, and that person hung up. So I have to get back to you guys because it says the iBUG today, and then it goes into numbers. So I tapped on the iBUG, but it still didn't bring me back. So that's what can't seem to figure out how to get back to the call.
Okay, so you're on a Zoom call you're on the Buzz Zoom call, and then somebody calls you.
I was on a call. Yeah, and they hung up. My daughter hung up.
Okay.
And so I was back on the screen. The screen said, I forgot the first two things, but it did say iBUG. And then if I swipe to the right, it goes into number. I tapped on the iBUG, and it still didn't bring me back. So that's I'm trying to figure out how to get back to the call.
So who can help Vanessa with that? Anybody?
Pete,
go ahead.
I'm not sure this is the only way, Vanessa, but when I've been disconnected from the Zoom call before, I find that I got to go back into the email where it was the original link to join the call. So I'll go back to the iBUG email where it says join call, and it gives you the link there. So I got to start from scratch and go back to the very beginning and come in through the original invite link that happens to be I usually use an email from my inbox. And so I got to kind of close out Zoom and start back at the beginning again. I'm not sure that's the only way.
Okay,
but
Vanessa.
I've
Vanessa,
never been able to come back in just like you said.
Right.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Go ahead, Vanessa.
Okay. Sorry. Okay, thanks, Pete. But, let's forget if I was on iBUG call. It could be any call. I just happened to use you guys because I was talking to you guys
Herbie.
now.
Yeah,
but it
Herbie.
can be any call. Okay, go ahead, Herbie.
Herbie, go ahead.
So this is where it helps to really kind of just know how to navigate your phone. So when you get an incoming call, what you need to do is look at, and this throws people off, is there's going to be like a series of buttons. So there's like a hold and accept. So if you want to keep the other call active, that's the button you press. When you are done, it may or may not switch you back to the other call. But usually what it does is it switches you back, but it keeps the other call on hold. So what you need to do is make sure your keypad is hidden and look for, and if it says hold selected button, then double tap that and that should bring back the other call. If you see a swap button or anything like that, then you also know that it's still connected to the other person. But usually what it does is if the other person hangs up, it'll put you back to the... but what it does is it puts them on hold, and so you have to unselect that hold button. And that will usually...
Okay. Anybody else want to...
Thank you. I'll play with it. That's Sandhya.
Okay. Go ahead.
Yes, I just wanted to say we had done a pretty detailed demo for Apple Workshop. I'll try to find the month, but we went through all the different scenarios of call waiting and merging calls and all that stuff. So that should be pretty helpful. And that was only in the last few months.
That was one of the iBUG cafes.
No, workshop.
Apple Workshop.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
yeah, that was.
The one on Saturdays. Okay, I'll look for it.
Yeah.
Okay.
All
Thank
right.
you much.
Good. All right. How about another question?
Liz?
Liz, go ahead.
Okay, I'm learning the rotor, and I have it set up the way I want it for and it worked for the email and for notes. But when I went in Pages, it had different settings on it. Why would it be different for Pages, and how do I know which ones that I have to go and change it, or I'm confused?
Okay. Who can help Liz with the rotor and the fact that you have different choices in different apps? Marie, go ahead.
Okay, actually, this is a feature of Apple and the iOS operating system. Your rotor options are going to change depending on the app that you're using. And that's common because you don't always use the same things in all different apps. So it changes and it matches the app that you're currently using.
Okay. And was that Gary or who was that?
Yeah, well, it was, but
Gary, go
Marie
ahead.
said what I was going to say, so
okay.
I don't have to say it.
Okay. Yeah, I would think that the rotor choices would be similar in pages and in notes, but they may not be identical. Okay, anybody else? Anything else that you want to share on that, folks? All right, let's move on. Next question. Next issue. Bridget, go ahead.
Yes, my phone is saying it's halfway full. So is that with pictures or other things that I might have on it? And I don't think I have a lot of stuff because I'm worried I don't want to lose my important pictures.
Okay, so your the capacity on the phone is you've used up about half of it.
Yeah, that's what it's saying. Yes.
Okay. Do you know how big of a memory you have?
I really don't.
Okay. Who can tell Bridget where to find that information? Okay. If you go into if you open your settings app, Bridget.
Yeah.
And I think if you go into general, who can help me with that? I think it's under general and
It's Marie.
Marie, go ahead.
It's under general and about, and you'll see, and it'll tell you what the capacity is, and then it'll show you how much of that you've used. And they say theoretically, if you've used up half of your capacity, it's time to start thinking about a new phone with more capacity or deleting some of the content that you have on there. And pictures do take up a lot of space.
Right.
Okay, could I ask what other contents, because I really don't know, that would make it full with any of the apps that I have, and I don't have many apps.
Okay, I think in that same section in the about, I believe, and Marie, maybe you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's going to give you a listing of the apps and how much storage each of them is using. Is that correct, Marie?
I'm not sure if that's in the about or if you have to go into the iCloud storage to find that out. I can't really tell you. I'm not sure.
Okay. All right.
Hey, can I have a quick question to add on to that?
Sure.
So I know we talked about this a while ago. So you said something about buying more storage, or so how do I do that?
Well, yeah, there are two different kinds of storage. Now, there's iCloud storage that stores it in the cloud, and there's your phone storage, how much your phone will hold. And so I think what you were asking about was the storage on your phone.
Where's that in my iCloud? Like I had half, it said $4.99 something.
This is David.
Okay, David, go ahead.
Yeah, so your iCloud, you only get like 5 gigs, I believe, as a free customer. Just they give you 5. And a lot of that might be taken up by backups when you back up your phone. And sometimes there might be multiple backups if you had other phones before you got this one. Sometimes an old backup will be sitting there that's not used anymore. But if it's only 5, if you're only using half of 5 gigs, that's not a lot of storage. I mean, photos can take up quite a bit per photo. So I mean, if you have,
I'm sorry. I think you said 1 gig left.
1 gig out of your 5.
Yes, I don't know if it's 5, but it was 1 left.
Well, if you didn't buy the Apple iCloud upgrade, you get 5, and then you can pay, like I pay $1 a month, I get 50 gigs.
Oh, okay.
And there's other plans that go up from there.
Right.
It's pretty good. I mean, I figure it's not a big deal paying $1 a month to get just don't have to worry about my photos.
Thank you.
Okay, good. Thank you, Gary, and thanks, Bridget.
This is Marcia.
Marcia, go ahead.
I have a friend who's reading a book to me in chapters, and I was just wondering if that would take a lot of room up, and I should delete it, start over again with the next book.
Okay, Pete, go ahead.
Pete. Hey, Marcia. Audio, which I guess is what you're saying, he's reading it out loud and recording it in an audio file. Is that what he's doing?
He's sending it to me through text.
In an audio attachment, right? So he's reading it out loud, is what you're
He's
saying.
reading it out loud on voice memo.
Yeah. I don't think, I mean, audio does take up more space than regular text, like a text message would, but it doesn't take up a ton of space like a video file would, like if you took a video or if you had a movie downloaded. So I wouldn't worry about deleting it unless you're in jeopardy of maximizing your storage. Have you looked in your settings under general, under about, like Marie said, and see how much storage of your available storage you're using?
No, I haven't. Usually my partner
go into your settings app and go to general, which is about halfway down the page. Tap on general and then flick a couple of times down and you'll see the about section, and there it will tell you what your total storage is for your phone. For instance, you might have bought a phone with 64 gigs of space or 128 or more. And then you'll see how much of that 64 or 128 gigabytes you're using. If you're not getting close, like somebody said they had a half, like Bridget said she was at half. If you're not at half of that storage that you're already using, I wouldn't worry about those audio files. They do take up a little more space than regular apps and text and things like that, but it's not really excessive. So I wouldn't worry too much unless you're running out of storage space on your phone. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I do pay that 99 cents, but that's for the cloud, not for the phone, right?
Correct. That's for the cloud.
This is Pete. I had a follow-up for Liz, I think it was, with her rotor question.
Okay. Go ahead.
Just real quick, Greg. Liz, you were worried about what rotor settings you should use. You said that you're seeing different settings when you're in your Pages app than you set up originally in your rotor. Whatever you're seeing whenever you have your Pages app open, whatever your rotor has is all that you're going to get for that app. You can't change anything to alter what you have for that particular app that you're in. Like somebody said, your rotor is going to be app specific, meaning it's only that it may vary depending on what app you're using. So whatever rotor settings you have when you're in your Pages app, they're the ones you're going to get. So it doesn't do any good to go back and reset anything. That's all I had, Greg.
Okay. All right, let's go ahead and move on. Another question?
This is Deb.
Deb, go ahead.
Asking this for a friend. Is there a reason why your characters on your keyboard, when you're in a text field, would change places? I know that sounds a little weird to me, but how sometimes part of the characters might be on the left side of your screen and another time they might be on the right side of your screen?
I don't think have not heard of that. Does anybody have any comments or feedback on that?
This is Jerry from Vermont.
Jerry, go ahead. Go, Jerry.
I think that also can depend on what app you're in writing text. I think if you look at WhatsApp, for example, you'll find the text is set up a little bit differently in the interface than the letters are set up differently in the interface than they are if you were, say, in a text message or mail. So I think it's kind of like the answer to Liz's question in a way. I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, folks, because I haven't seen it in a while, but I suspect, it's like when you get on Netflix, that the placement of the letters may be different, so you can write your password and email in or whatever. I don't know that helps.
Okay.
This is Marty.
Deb, did you have something else you wanted to add to that?
Just that it's within the same application, and my my wondering was, and I don't know this for sure, is if the rotation wasn't locked, like
that could be.
Yeah.
portrait versus landscape,
Yeah,
maybe.
that'll definitely
Oh,
stretch
yeah.
out your keyboard. Marty, did you have something you wanted to add?
Yeah, I was going to say where I notice it mostly is with numeric fields. For example, when you key in your PIN, if you know if your Face ID doesn't work or if the phone asks you for your PIN, those numbers are in a different location than if you're in an edit field in some apps. The numbers tend to be toward the bottom of the screen. I've noticed that
Right.
sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes that numpad will be different sizes and different locations. Yeah, depending on the app and yeah.
This is Dee.
Okay.
Dee, go ahead.
Okay. I have no answer, but this is a question that I have to go along with this. I'm wondering, in the accessibility, if there's something in there for like a one-handed person for typing, if that would affect the keyboard. And if maybe, if so, if maybe they've accidentally turned that on.
That's a good thought. I think the portrait versus landscape, that would definitely be something to check out. Have them lock it on portrait, and yeah, maybe go into accessibility and check the different keyboard options you might have, and make sure they don't have something strange turned on. Any closing thoughts on that?
Liz?
Go ahead, Liz.
I know they have a left-handed or left side of the screen keyboard and a right side of, in case you type with like one hand and not both hands or both thumbs.
Okay.
They do have one for the left side of the screen and one for the right side of the screen also.
Okay. Right. It seems it seems weird that might change, but yeah. Anyway, that's a couple things for you to check.
This is Deb. Thank you.
Thank you, Deb. All right, so let's keep going here. Who has another question?
This is Jody.
Jody, go ahead.
Yeah, I have noticed lately that when I use the VDScan app, if I don't close the app in the app switcher, then the next time I go to use it, it will take the picture, but then it won't read. So if I close the app in the app switcher, then it will be stable. But has anybody ever noticed an instability with the VDScan?
Okay. Anybody have that experience? I think I've had that happen to me. Anybody else?
No. Okay.
All right, Jody. We're just gonna have to play with that.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Anybody? How about another question?
This Marie.
Marie, go ahead.
I know I've had too many comments tonight, but Jody, it might be best off if you close VDScan or Seeing AI or Envision or any of those, because I find out if I leave them running, they eat my battery up in no time at all. So you'd probably be better off just to close the app when you get done with the app switcher and then reopen it. That'd solve your problems both ways.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. All right. Who has another question?
The bar's don't close till 2.
There's Bridget and Louis. All right, welcome. Anybody else? Okay. So now.
Hello.
Yes.
It's Alice from Alabama.
Hey, Alice. Welcome.
Hey.
Welcome. Glad you're here. Okay. Anybody else? Okay. Very good. So now the time for our big reveal for our movie on Friday night. We don't know what's going to happen, and all I can tell you is it's going to be at 8 p.m. Central on Friday, 7:15 for social time. Name that tune, just come hang out. And then after the movie, we have discussion and trivia. So we're going to go for our wonderful clues from our very own iBUG guy. iBUG guy? Are you out there?
My eyes of Georgia, though I never laid a hand on you. My eyes of Georgia, like a million miles away from me, you couldn't see how I adored you. So close and yet so far.
Yes. Oh wait, no.
No.
Rumor has it that the iBUG guy's out getting his hair done somewhere.
Oh boy. Why am I not surprised?
No
Maybe
kidding.
he's going to
Just
go
one hair?
skydiving again.
So you're stuck with me. So it is time for Harry's titillating and tantalizing theatric. Say that fast 10 times.
Oh
Be
boy.
still my heart.
I'm gonna have to get an echo chamber to go along with this sound. Anyway, that's for the next time. So before we get to these marvelous clues, you did tell them what time it starts, right, Sandhya?
Yes,
The
ma'am.
movie. Okay. So the rules are, number one, that you have to say your name if you remember what that is. Say your name and wait to be recognized. Don't just jump in with an answer to the clue. Rule number two, you get one guess per person per clue. Hey, that rhymes.
Yeah.
And rule number three is that you can unmute yourself and stay unmuted for this part of the call, unless, of course, we hear background noise or something obnoxious like that, and then we might have to mute you. So, are we ready for clue number?
She doesn't know.
Okay.
She's mimicking Mr. McCullough.
Yeah, sorry.
Trying.
All right. Clue number one. Our film this week involves the crossing of ocean. Our film this week involves the crossing of ocean.
This is David.
Yes, David. What's your guess?
Titanic.
The Titanic. Well, that's a really good guess, but
We might have already watched it. I don't remember.
I don't know if we watched it, but
I know we watched A Wonderful Life like 3 times, so I don't know what the rules are. So.
in any event, it's a good guess, but not the right one. So, who else has a guess?
This is Brooks.
Yes, Brooks.
Life of Pi.
The Life of Pi?
Pi.
Is that like P-I-E, or is that what you're saying?
Yeah, he was shipwrecked or something. P-I-E, I think, or P-I, yeah.
The Life of Pi. The only pie I know about is chocolate, so I don't think that's the right answer either. Oh, so who else has a guess?
I guess it's time for the next clue.
No, Paul.
Yes, Paul, go ahead.
Kon-Tiki?
Kon-Tiki. Oh, that's a really good guess, but not the right one. So maybe we have to move on to clue number 2. All right. Clue number 2 says, while it is first and foremost a love story, our film ventures beyond romantic yearning and burning questions.
So it's about a
While it
teenager who
is
crosses the
first,
ocean.
while it is first and foremost a love story, our film ventures beyond romantic yearning and burning questions.
This
Wonder
is
if
Shri.
that'll give it away. Yes, Sri, go ahead.
Letters to Juliet.
Letters to Juliet. Ooh, I don't think so. No, that's not the right film yet. Not
Pete?
the right guess. Yes, Pete.
Dear John?
Dear John. No, afraid not. I didn't even know there was such a movie by that name. Okay, who else has a guess? Oh, Sandhya, we might have, you think we've stumped?
Marianne?
Yes, Marianne, go ahead.
All hands on deck?
All hands on deck. Ooh. Well, no, afraid not.
That's an old one, but I just thought I'd try.
That's
Nikki?
a good yes. Yes, Nikki, go ahead.
Mr. Roberts?
Mr. Roberts? No, that's another good guess, but not the right one. Maybe we need to move on to clue number 3. Do you think?
That would be a good idea.
Yes.
Let's try that one. All right. Clue number 3 is the film's running motif. I don't know if I know what a motif is, but that's what it says here. I lied. The film's running motif is that encounters from long ago can influence your connections in the present. Ooh, that sounds kind of heavy. The film's running motif is that encounters from long ago can influence your connections in the present.
Nikki?
Yes, Nikki.
The Philadelphia Connection?
The Philadelphia Connection.
Wasn't that about a ship going across the ocean?
No.
Oh, it wasn't? Okay.
I don't have any clue, but in any case, it's not the right answer.
Thank you.
This is
Okay.
this is Marcia.
Yes, Marcia, go. And then Brooke.
And the fair to remember.
Say that again.
Hang on.
Oh, wait, we have some.
And the fair to remember.
Say it once more.
And the fair.
All right, sorry. Okay, guys, if you're going to have voiceover and stuff running, you need to shut that down or you can't participate. All right, come back in, Marcia. You can unmute. Tarian, you got muted also.
And a fair to remember with Cary Grant and Deborah
Yes.
Carr.
Okay.
Oh, yes, and a fair to remember. Ooh, that's a good movie, but not the right one. Sorry. Try next time.
And everybody else can come back in. I just wanted to clear that one person that was unmuted. Okay, go ahead.
This is Shri.
Yes, Sri, go ahead.
The English Patient.
The English Patient, not to be confused. Oh, never mind. No, I think that's not it either. Oh my goodness.
I think
wow, we are.
I think Brooks was
Sandhya.
waiting. I think Brooks was waiting.
Sorry, Brooks, you had an answer. Yes. What is your guess?
Royal Wedding with Fred Astaire. Royal Wedding.
Royal Wedding. Ooh, wow. That's another really good guess because, we love Fred Astaire, but sorry, that's not the right answer I'm looking for either. So let's move on to clue number 4. Maybe this will be the lucky one. Our film starts with a childhood crush. Wonder if that's anything like an orange crush. I don't know. Just asking. So our film starts. That means it begins with a childhood crush. That ought to give it away now. I just have a good feeling about this. Well, maybe not, but we'll see. Who might have a guess? Uh-oh.
Miss Kathy,
Yes, Kathy.
is it Splash?
Splash. What about Splash? Oh, is that a guess? Oh. No, afraid not.
I mean,
Oh,
it's near the ocean.
yeah. Okay. Well, was a good try anyway. Who else has a guess?
Jim,
Yes, Jim.
same time next year.
Well, we got to get through this year first. Oh, wait. Oh, you mean that's, no, I think that's not the right guess either. No,
You think it's not, or you know it's not?
I know it's not.
All right. That's better. That's better.
All right. Do we have
This is
any other
Shri.
guesses? Yes, Shri.
Wait,
Four
didn't
weddings
you
and a
already
funeral?
guess on this clue?
Oh,
I guess the last one.
no, he guessed on the last one.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
So we got to give him a
Pay
chance,
attention.
whether we want to or not. I
Yeah.
mean, wait, I didn't say that.
Yeah, I know. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Shri.
4 weddings and a funeral?
4 weddings and a funeral. Oh my goodness. That sounds pretty gruesome. But I'm afraid that's not it either. Wow, we're getting to weddings and I don't know, and now to funerals. Let's move on to clue number
Next
5
clue.
and see if that helps. All right. Clue number 5 says restrained emotions lie just under the surface of a polite smile, but just one heavy sigh is enough to break the tears out to mourn the love that was never meant to be, the life that was never theirs, and a childhood that grows more distant with the years. Oh my goodness. Let me try that once more. See if I
This
can
is
do it in
Marty.
one breath. Yes, Marty, go ahead.
Ocean's 11.
Ocean's 11. No, I'm afraid not. But let me
That's
read the
about a
clue
robbery.
again.
This is
Restraint.
Martha.
Yes, Marcia.
What about Casablanca?
No.
What about it?
No.
Afraid not. No, not even close. Restrained emotions lie just under the surface of a polite smile, but just one heavy sigh is enough to break the tears out, to mourn the love that was never meant to be, the life that was never theirs, and a childhood that grows more distant with the years. All right. Who knows the answer to this clue?
This is Richard.
Yes, Richard.
I am probably going to butcher the name, and I probably won't even get the name right.
Uh-oh. We lost you there.
It's Moth Flame?
Well, I'm not sure if you're saying it right, but I can tell you it's not the right answer. Well, we actually have a bonus clue. Shall we go with that and see if that helps?
I don't think it's going to help.
Well.
Is this movie older than the iBUG guy?
Yeah.
I can't answer that. Yes, I first of all, I don't know if I even know how old the iBUG guy is. And second, even if I did, I still can't answer that question. Yes. So we'll move on to clue number, otherwise known as the bonus clue. Time passes. So like we're saying that now time has passed. And so now the little girl is an aspiring playwright in New York City. And the little boy is now an engineering student who never stopped thinking about his childhood sweetheart.
Did you say sweetheart?
I did. Sweetheart.
Now we have Humphrey Bogart. Okay.
I could have said sweetheart.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. All right.
Anybody have any ideas? The little
Dawn,
girl.
can you...
Yes, Dawn.
Forrest Gump.
Forrest Gump. Ooh, I don't even think I need to check with Hawkes with the judges on that one, because I can definitely tell you it's not the right answer. No. But a good try anyway, especially if it's the bonus clue. Anybody else want to give it a go? The little girl is now an aspiring playwright in New York City, and the little boy is an engineering student who never stopped thinking about his childhood sweetheart.
This is Richard.
Yes, Richard.
New York City girl?
No, afraid not. But good try. Okay, we got one more shot.
This is Jim.
Yes, Jim.
If you tell us what the answer is, we'll stop trying to guess.
Well, I'm just about ready to do it, but I just want to give everybody a chance, maybe who hasn't had one yet, so you can't say I didn't do it. Well, you could, but what do you think, Sandhya? Have we stumped them?
Yeah, we stumped them.
All right. So the answer is this Friday night's movie will be, drum roll please, ba-dum, Past Lives. Past, P-A-S-T Lives, L-I-V-E-S. It came out in 2023. It's a PG-13 movie that runs 1 hour and 45 minutes.
And it is a Korean film that is translated into English. Obviously, it is nominated for it's in a contender for Best Picture. So it sounds like a really great story. So we hope that y'all will come. It's like I said, up there for Best Picture.
Uh-huh.
All right.
Very
Thank you, Miss
good.
Terry Ann. Do you want to take your walk of fame?
I guess I don't even get to say, Johnny, what do we have for our winner tonight?
Yeah,
but
well,
I guess I just did. Yeah.
I get to keep it, so it's all right. Okay.
You didn't have to caucus with the judges either.
No caucusing.
Oh,
She's so good. She doesn't need a caucus. All right. Bye there. Bye-bye, Terry Ann. Tantalizing, titillating, all that stuff. Very good.
Yeah.
Okay, here she goes. Bye.
Bye.
Away from me, you couldn't see how I adored you. So close, and yet so far.
Okay. All right. Oh, where is the mute button when I need it? Okay. All right. There we go. Past Lives, brand new movie from 2023. Come check it out this Friday. All right. Now, where are we? We have a wonderful iBUG Bytes segment where we are going to talk about something fun. And after that, we'll go back to our question and answers. And with that amazing bite is Greg. Greg? Hello? Okay.
You just muted me.
No, I didn't. I muted everybody. Hi, Greg.
So can I have the prize for the movie since nobody won?
No. What you got for us?
Okay, tonight, what did I talk about? Updates to apps on the phone, which would be different from updating the software on your phone. But the Byte tonight is going to talk about updating apps on your iPhone. So, Sandhya, take it away.
What do you want me to do?
Come on, girl.
What do you want me to do?
Push that button.
Oh, play the recording?
Yeah.
Okay, I can do that. No, I can't do that.
For tonight's iBUG Byte, let's take a look at the options we have for updating apps on our phone. And to do that, we want to go to our Settings app. And in the interest of time, I've already opened my Settings app. I've flicked down to the App Store line, which is 20 or 30 lines down in the settings screen, and I've opened that with a double tap. So I'm on that App Store screen. Now I want to flick right 7 or 8 times to get to the item for app updates. So let me do that.
App updates. Automatically install new app updates. Switch button off.
All right, app updates, and you heard that I have that switched off, and that's for the purposes of this demonstration. Ordinarily, I would have that switched on so that apps would just update whenever they became available. So now, let's go to the App Store and open it.
Audio folder. Messages. App Store. 23 updates available. App Store. Today, February 18th.
Okay, and you heard that I have 23 updates that are pending. All right, so I'm going to flick right.
My account. 23 updates available. Button.
All right, my account. I want to double tap on that to open it up.
Notifications. Button.
All right, and I want to flick down to updates.
Redeem gift card or send gift card. Add money to account. Personalized record. Available updates. Heading.
All right, available updates. Now, if I had automatic turned on, then as I flick right, I would just hear a chronological listing of the apps that have recently updated. But since I have the auto update turned off, I'm going to get a listing of apps that are waiting to be updated, and I would need to approve those one at a time. So let's take a look at that.
Update all. 23. Button.
All right, I do have an option to update all, or I can continue flicking right and update one at a time. So
Microsoft OneDrive. 2 days ago. Version 15.6.
First one is Microsoft OneDrive, and it will tell me the date that the update was available. It will give me the size of the update, and it will give me some, if I double tap on that Microsoft One, then it would give me some detailed descriptions on what's in the update and some reviews of the update. If I continue flicking right, though,
update button.
I have an
Actions available. More.
I have an option just to update that one app.
This update contains bug fixes and stability improvements. Actions available. More content.
All right, and flicking again, I get a real brief, pretty much a superficial description of what's in the app update. I think most of you will have your app updates set to automatic, but I'm sure there are some people that want to make sure that there aren't bugs in the app update, and so they'll check with either through a mailing list, VoiceOver mailing list, or they may check with AppleViz to make sure that there aren't bugs in the app updates before they choose to update that specific app. So again, it's just up to you on which way you want to have your phone set. It's probably a good idea to check your settings every once in a while just to make sure that things are updating the way you want them to. Hope this has been helpful. All right. Any questions on updating apps on your phone and the different options that you have?
This is Marty.
Marty, go ahead.
Are there some apps that are exception to that? I thought some of the blindness apps, for some reason, the way those developers had them, you had to go in and manually update them. They didn't automatically update. There were very few exceptions, but I thought there were some. And that was several years ago. I don't know if that's changed since then.
Right. I don't think so. I don't think that's the case now, because I'll go in and there won't be any apps waiting to update. And as you heard, I had 23 app updates that were pending, and that was just over about a day and a half period. So,
right.
Yeah. All right. Anybody else want to make a comment or ask a question on app updates?
Gary,
go ahead.
Yeah, I read somewhere that if you have them automatic updates turned off, that if you go to, I think where it says personalized recommendations, and if you flick down, it will add other updates that may not be showing.
I had not heard that. Anybody else
Pete.
have? Pete, go ahead.
Yeah, it's a way of refreshing your list.
Yeah, refresh
if you get into the list and you do a 3-finger swipe down, that will refresh it. It's a 3-finger swipe down to refresh your list, much like you do in maybe emails or things like that.
Yeah, I neglected to say 3-finger swipe down. Sorry about that.
Okay. All right, good. Anybody else? Do we have anybody that has automatic updates turned off?
I do. I have them turned off.
Okay. Is that just because of the possibility of having bugs in the updates?
Yeah, and I did it so long ago, and I may not have to do that now. I just never changed it from back in 2000 something teen, whenever I set that.
Right. And, years ago, that was a real serious issue. People were real concerned about having bugs in updates. I'm not sure that's as big of an issue now. Usually the developers will get things fixed pretty quick if there is a VoiceOver problem.
Terry?
Terry, go ahead.
The reason I have mine turned on is, let me put it this way. I've thought about turning them off because sometimes with updates, those apps can sometimes become less accessible. So that is a reason to sometimes leave it off and update them yourself as you want to. Now, I have threatened to do it, but I haven't done it yet. But sometimes that can be a problem.
Mm-hmm. It could be pretty time consuming doing the research you'd need to do to find out if there was a problem with if there was some kind of VoiceOver bug. I'm sure people do it, but Pete and then Sri.
Yeah, real quick, Greg, refresh me on where you went to turn your updates on automatic.
It's in the settings in the App Store.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, Sri, go ahead.
It's also said that if you do turn it off, you're going to have a much better battery usage out of your phone.
Because you don't have apps updating in the background?
Correct. It's constantly checking for updates. It doesn't do that.
Okay, that's a good point. Anybody else? All right, Sandhya.
All right,
take it away.
Thank you very much. Very good. All right, back to our regularly scheduled program. And I forgot to mention, we do have our After Buzz segment. I forgot to mention that earlier. That'll be after the call, the recording stops. So we'll talk a little bit more about that right before the call ends. Okay, now, who has a question? Who didn't get a turn the first time around? We'd like for you to pose your question.
Linda,
Linda.
I have a YouTube question. I go to YouTube quite often to look at or listen to videos on how to crochet. And sometimes they'll put a pattern and they say they put it underneath this video. And I can never find where the written pattern is. Does anybody know where I go?
Okay, so are you saying that the video is showing the text of the pattern? Or is
No, she's got it written somewhere else.
Somewhere else, okay.
Yeah,
All
but
right.
it's in that app somewhere.
Somewhere. Okay, anybody have any experience with like additional text provided with a YouTube video? Okay.
This is Sri.
Go, Sri.
Are you talking about the show notes that the YouTube container, the YouTube, the person who's presenting the video, you're talking about the show notes that they put in?
Yes.
Those are below if you keep swiping right, you'll see a section that says show notes.
I've never seen show notes in there.
It's usually after the buttons, like your downloads, your likes and everything. It's after that.
Okay. All right, Linda. I'm with you.
This is Sri.
Go ahead.
We are going to be doing the YouTube at the next cafe. Just a plug.
Oh wow!
Okay. See,
Great.
It's all for Linda. I tell you, we do anything for Linda. Okay. Yeah, but I have never seen show notes either. I'll have to look for that. So, okay, well, very good. That is so cool that you can do crocheting with video. Okay, thank you, Linda. We'll see you at the cafe. Okay, next.
This is Marty.
Go, Marty.
I just wanted to say about Linda's thing. It doesn't say show notes, but I have seen that if you go way beyond, it has like the likes and comments, and then there's some stuff about the video that you're watching.
Okay. All right. Who did I hear?
Jody.
Go, Jody.
Yeah, I've never seen the show notes either, and I just assumed it was only available on a desktop display.
Okay. All right. Very good. We'll figure that out. Okay, next. Who else? Question.
This is Terry.
Okay, go ahead.
I have an external keyboard, and what I didn't know when I bought it was that it requires a dongle to use it, and there must have been one in the packaging. Only I don't know if I still have the packaging. Do I have to call the company specifically to get another dongle from them, or can you use any one that would be appropriate for an external keyboard?
All right, we kind of had a variation of this at the beginning. Anybody want to help about keyboards and dongles? Are they specific to the keyboard or are they generic? Got any thoughts on that? I think there are probably different kinds of dongles, so but I have never had a keyboard with a dongle, so not sure.
This is Sri.
This is Jake.
Okay, Jake, why don't you go, Jake?
All right. I would honestly say that if you have a keyboard with a dongle, that you'd have to call the company, because I had a headset one time with a dongle, and the dongle is a drive that has all the information on it, and it's like an FM transmitter. It's before Bluetooth got really good, and it's associated with that specific product.
Okay, thank you, Jake. Go ahead, Sri.
You're welcome.
Anything to add?
This is Marty.
Okay, Marty, go.
Yeah, I just wanted to quickly say, why don't you check with Amazon and see if that company's dongle is available, and you might get it cheaper than if you tried the company directly.
All right. This is Sandhya. Another thought is check. Sometimes they tell you what's in the box. Maybe there wasn't a dongle, or probably there was, but anyway. Okay. Good luck, Terry-Ann. Next. Lots of dongles today, I tell you. Okay. Who else? New question. New topic.
Yes. Hi, I'm Lynn from Delaware.
Go ahead, Lynn.
Hi. So I don't know what has happened, but in the past, I guess 3 months or so, with the last 2 updates of iOS, all of a sudden my Face ID is totally not working. Like, it will work every once in a while. I don't know what I do to make it, especially on the iPad. It will not pick me out of a lineup.
Oh my goodness.
It just does not like my ugly mug anymore. And I've tried to redo it. I've tried, reboot. I have attention aware set, what do you call it? Does that automatically anyway.
Right.
VoiceOver.
Uh-huh.
But I just don't know what the heck. I don't think my face has changed that much. It might have. I'm getting older, but maybe that.
Not in 3 months. Okay.
And I've even put an extra face in there, an extra copy of my face.
Wow, maybe that's what happened. Maybe that's what broke it.
I don't know.
I don't
but
know.
I mean,
I'm kidding. I'm
perplexed. I'm like,
perplexed. Okay.
Could it be a camera setting that?
Well, we talked about Face ID not working for everybody. So would you anybody want to talk about that? We kind of talked about it last week. Anybody want to follow up with with Lynn?
This is Marty.
Go, Marty.
I had a problem with that when I first got my phone, and then someone on this call actually made a suggestion to hold the phone in front of your face like a clock. And also what I sometimes do is I'll turn my head a little bit, like just kind of spin my head around, and then it will accept my face. It's not always on the first time now either.
Yeah. It seems like it's very fast. Like if it doesn't pick me out, if it doesn't get me in a split second, it just won't even, it just forget it. I mean, I wish there was a way you could slow things down a little bit. So like give it a chance to decide whether it likes me or not, but it's like really, really fast.
So this is something that used to work before the last 3 months. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
Although the iPad I never really did well with it. I love my iPad, but it does not like my face, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're not really get anybody else on that one. Try some of it. Sounds like you've already kind of tried the things we would suggest. But the phone works most of the time, right?
Oh yeah. Well, it mostly. Yeah. Does it? This is the thing that I wonder. I have heard different things about the dark room. I know that this room I'm in right now is pitch dark. It has no lights and no light, I guess, coming in or anything. So, but they say that the camera shouldn't matter. Is it?
Right. This is Sandhya. It's infrared. It's supposed to take like an image of your face and bounce the waves off and all that stuff. So, but how about like when you made the thing? Did you have the lights on when you recorded your face? Okay.
Yeah, when I did I had good lighting then. And like it would tell me to turn my head this way, that way, and I would do it, and it said successfully. So I just.
Okay.
Do I need a facelift? I know I want a facelift.
No, I think somebody last week, I think Jim said he had issues, and there are some bugs with some people's Face IDs, but I don't think it would be that because yours were working previously, so something new.
Yeah, it's not the fake eye issues that my eyes, they need to be replaced and they keep every once in a while somebody will say, Lynn, you look like you're looking to the right today. What's up with that? I need to get them replaced. Thank you guys so much.
No,
Well,
good question. And, maybe the next update, there's a new, who knows, you never know what might help.
Yeah,
okay,
I hope so. Thank you.
Okay, thanks for coming on the call. Thanks for your question.
Okay.
Come back again.
Thank you.
All right, who else? Next. New question. Who'd like to go? Anybody?
This is Liz.
Go ahead, Liz.
Well, looking through settings during some of these topics that have come up tonight, I found under accessibility there is one for touch. So I've been messing with those settings, and maybe that will help with the flicking. Just
yeah, your issue with the flicking. Okay, sensitivity. Yes. Okay, good.
Yes.
Very good.
So hopefully, I'll let y'all know if it does make a difference.
Okay, thank you. Good deal. Yeah, it's always good to take a road drive down the settings. There's so many that have, been added over time, so. All right, next. Very good. Who else? Who would like to go? Okay, even if you have asked a question, you can come back. New question. Any issues you've had with a different app that you haven't used in a while?
Oh, yes, Gary. I do have a question. Sorry. Oh, I'll let somebody else go.
Okay, Gary, and then you, Lynn.
Yeah.
Gary?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I've been thinking about getting an iPad. And people say, well, if you have an iPhone, you don't need an iPad. So I was just curious about that.
Okay, maybe Lynn can help you. Lynn, tell him why he should get an iPad.
Well, I like the sound. I like the sound of the iPad. And there are some apps, for example, sound editing apps, or I'm trying to think of some other examples where the big screen really does help. You can fit more on the screen, and sometimes the apps are laid out a little easier because they're not all scrunched up but I like I said, I like the speed of it. I like the sound. Got really good sound. I mean, I think that's a great question.
Oh, that's a great question. And
it is a great question. And actually, I don't know why I got it. I just wanted it.
Answered your first question.
This is Jacob.
Okay, hang on. Gary, then get Jacob.
Oh, wait a minute.
Oh, I thought it was you. No? Who was that?
Yeah, it was Jim.
Jim, go Jim.
Okay, here's what I would recommend you think about. I had talked to a couple of people that were into looking at iPads, and they're totally blind. And one of the consensuses that arose was that get an iPad mini, because you don't have quite as much visual real estate to work with, and it's easier to move from the list of apps into an app itself. Okay, and if your total, iPad mini makes more sense. That's what I did, and I liked it a lot. Told the iPad wouldn't update any longer.
Okay.
It got too old.
Sorry, I cut. Thank you, Mark.
Yeah. This is Herbie.
Jim, I'm so
Well, I am.
Herbie, go.
I think it really depends on what you are wanting to do and accomplish, because the iPad is, really good. It can do some apps that the phone can't, like if you were wanting to edit audio files or do a lot of writing. For me, if I was going to go the iPad route, I'd probably get the iPad Pro, because it can definitely do one thing that the phone cannot. It has 4 speakers as opposed to the 2. So that would definitely make for some interesting sound, I would imagine. That being said, you can just as easily get sound from an external speaker like Bose or whatever, using your iPhone. So, I I guess it really depends on, do you need like a portable device that's larger, or is your phone working for you just fine? Because I mean, you do get some advantages, like, you will have a device with a larger battery, for instance, and all that, and, it's going to be a little bit more Mac-like, so it'll be a bit more like a computer, but it's still a mobile experience at the end of the day. So I think it ultimately depends on what you're wanting. I do know some people really like it because, like, you have more real estate for, like, Braille screen input, so there's that advantage. And of course, if you want a device that supports USB-C and you have a phone that currently doesn't, then you have that advantage as well. So, yeah, I think it really is kind of how you see yourself using it and whatnot. But, it is still a mobile device, though, and keep that in mind, too.
Okay,
This
go,
is Marty.
Go ahead.
So another small advantage, and I don't have an iPad, but because my iPhone 8 was so old, I use it in addition to my 15. And another advantage to the iPad is that when when your battery is running low on your phone simply because you haven't charged it, you can stick it on the charger and you can use your iPad, because since they're both Apple devices, you can have everything synced so that all your mail is together, and I would say most of your apps that are running on both devices would be synced up, so you wouldn't have a discontinuity or not congruous or whatever. All that stuff would be together. You could seamlessly transition from one device to another.
All right. And does anybody with an iPad want to say, like, describe like how, there's like a split screen and how that helps or makes it a little easier to navigate apps real quick? Anybody?
Yes, this is Lynn.
Go ahead.
I have an iPad Pro, and the whole idea of navigating the screen, once you learn how to do it, for example, what you want to do is in your rotor, you want to enable something called containers. And because containers are used a lot on the iPad, and it will get you from one side of the screen to the other quicker. So you don't have to, So containers. But once you learn your app, it's just like your house. You know that the end table is across from the whatever, and the bathroom is across from the whatever. You'll learn, where things are. But containers, enable those containers because they will help you a lot on the iPad.
All right, one more point and then we'll move on. So, like, just real quick, like, as we know, we go to like settings and, general and all those different things. So once you have selected one of those, all of the options appear on the other side of the screen. So you don't, like on the iPhone, you either see one or the other. So now you can see the root, and then you can see the subchapters, the different items in there. So, okay, Gary, I hope that helps. And
oh yeah, thanks. I had one idea.
Very good.
Yeah.
All right, new topic. Anybody? Pete, new topic or old topic? Go ahead.
Same topic.
Okay, go ahead, quick.
I just wanted to say to Gary that all those things that you were just talking about, that this is on the other side and it's a split screen, are reasons why I did not like my iPad. I started with an iPad, and when I went to the phone, I thought I'd died and gone to heaven because everything was contained on one smaller screen. I am totally blind, so I don't need any increased space to be able to see things because they're larger. I think it's a lot more convoluted, and a couple of things that Herbie said about the iPad Pro and the four speakers, and what Lynn said about the sound may be true, but like Herbie also said, you can probably get a lot better sound from external speaker devices than you would with an iPad. Just my 2 cents. I don't think the iPad is worth the money.
All right, very good. Okay, we're moving on. Sorry.
This is Dee.
Oh, Dee, sorry. Go ahead, Dee. Go ahead, since you're a baby. Okay. Go ahead.
Okay. Don't leave me out.
I love you, Dee. You know that.
Yeah, I love you too. But let's Don't tell everybody,
I
okay?
know. Don't tell everybody. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm trying. You're
Hurry,
anyhow.
hurry. Okay.
When you got the two sides on your iPad, your left and your right screen, you can actually bring up two different documents and compare them, or bring up two copies of the same document and make changes in one and not the other and things like that. It's pretty neat.
That's pretty fancy. I don't think I've ever done that. Okay, very good. Thank you, Dee. All right.
You haven't been in the
we
right
have,
class.
We have exhausted the iPad discussion. Thank you, Lynn. Good question, Gary. Moving on. Next question. And
this is Lynn, and I did have a question, and now I forget what it was.
okay.
I'm sorry. I
can't help
oh,
you
man.
then.
I know.
All right. You can come back when you think of it in the next few minutes. Well said. If Lynn ever wants to do a demo on an iPad, we would be glad to have her. And that reminds me, we encourage people that want to do a demo of some type. We have so many presentations. We would love to have you. You probably love your app and know how to use it really well, and we want to encourage new people. So if you want to do a Bytes segment, if you want to do a demo at a workshop, we'd love to have you, because you will teach us something we don't know, and it will help you because you'll have to really learn your topic even better. So
great. Hey, I'm taking an iPad class right now, so I'm hoping to really, really learn. But I did remember my question.
All right. Who are you again?
This is Lynn.
All right. Go ahead, Lynn.
Okay. So I play a game called Blindfold Words from Words. I don't know if anyone knows about it, but it's a game where you take a word and you see how many words you can make with it.
Okay.
I love that game, but it is very old. It's like 3 years old. It hasn't been developed. It hasn't gotten any attention. It still kind of works, but I'm nervous that eventually an update's going to come and going to break that thing right down. So what I want to know is there a game out there that you guys can think of? You take a word, like you pick, it'll say 5-letter word, 6-letter word, 7, and then you see how many words you can make with it. There's one out there that is timed, and I want one that's not timed because that stresses me out too much.
Right.
So yeah, if anybody can come up with something on the iPad, on the iPhone or the iPad, I would love that so much.
Anybody gamers out there? Because we had a similar question about word games. Yeah, go ahead.
So yeah, what you're looking for is something that can do anagrams, and I have played with Words from Words. Cool game. I don't know the iPhone, the blindfold games are going away anytime soon, but that's where you can always, keep any older devices around that, maybe you don't update, for that purpose, if that ever does happen. But, what you're looking for is, any kind of accessible anagram game, which, that would be... that's something I've wondered myself, actually. But I thought I'd give you the technical term, to see.
Anagram. I thought that's
I love that Words from Words. I love it so much. Like, I would pay the developer to just make sure it doesn't go out, that it doesn't get too outdated.
Anybody else got a suggestion?
This is Greg.
Go ahead.
It seems like I heard an Apple Viz episode on, I think it was called Xanagrams. But you might check the recent, check the Apple Viz website. But this was pretty recent that they did a podcast episode on that.
Okay. Yeah, I have heard of that, but I've heard that it's not the same as Words from Words. So I don't know. Yeah, but I'll definitely check it out, though.
And this is Sandhya. I know in the New York Times, I'm wondering if that's the one you're thinking is timed. I've seen those instructions, see how many words you can make. Is that the one that's timed, or do you?
There's one called... There is a one, I can't remember the name of it. Okay. So it is a fun one, but it's timed, and I hate that. It It blows
All
my
right.
blood pressure up to the moon.
Yeah,
So
no blood pressure. Okay, go ahead, Pete.
Lynn, I'm just searched for blindfold words from words in the App Store, and I found one. It says it's a puzzle. It doesn't say
Right.
much about it, and I don't have time to read it, but there is, if you search for that in the App
Yeah.
Store, you'll hit on something.
Yeah,
Right.
she's
That's what
already
I
got
have.
it.
That's
Yeah.
the one I have. Yeah.
You
Right.
thinking
She
that's
doesn't
going
want
to
it to
break
get
or it's
up.
going to
Yeah.
become
It hasn't
extinct?
been, nothing's been done with it in at least 3
updated.
years.
Oh, okay.
So I'm
All
just,
right.
you know.
Okay, very good. Okay,
Good.
we're
Thank
getting
you.
close. Thank you. We have maybe one very, very quick question. Anybody? Really quick? Who would like to go? The last question of the evening. No? Okay. Well,
This is Marty.
go ahead, Marty. Make it quick. Talk
I
fast.
haven't used these in a couple years, but these apps like Chime Clock and all these different clock apps that I used to use, do they finally work right now, or do they still send notifications to your phone when they chime? And
Oh, yeah.
have those bugs been fixed, or?
We've talked about that. I mean, I think we both have wanted that for a long time, and I don't know. Anybody know about those? Mine doesn't work. Anybody? Chimes, just
When's the
different.
last time you checked them?
I think the last time when we had this discussion a couple of
Oh,
years
okay.
ago.
This is Jim.
Okay, go Jim, quick.
Okay, I have one that's called Ship's Bells, and the clock recycles every 4 hours. Okay, when the clock strikes 1, that's the first hour of the 4-hour shift. 2 bells is a half hour. 3 is the start the second hour, and it goes all the way up to 8 bells, and then it restarts. So that'll go off, until you turn the app off, and it just goes ding for the first hour, ding ding for the second or half hour, like that till it gets up to 8 bells. It's called Ship's Bells.
Ship's
But you
Bells.
have to,
Okay.
yeah.
But does it send notifications to your phone every time?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Okay.
This is Jody.
Go, wait,
Thanks.
Herbie, did I hear Herbie?
Yeah, my
Yes.
Herbie, yeah.
Herbie.
Yes.
Go Herbie, then Jody's gotta go.
DYI Notify, that will send time notifications to your phone. It has different sounds, and another thing that's cool, if you have AirPods, it'll use Siri to tell you the time at the top of the hour. So that's what I use.
Which one is that, Herbie?
DYI Notify.
DYI Notify. Okay, Jody, quick, last word.
Yeah, I was getting the notifications too. I just went in and I went into the app, I turned it off, I turned it back on again, and then I went in notifications and reset that. And by resetting it, works properly.
Oh, okay, Marty, we might be in luck. Okay, with that, we're ending our this call for tonight. Thank you so much, Greg, for all your help.
You're very welcome.
And quick review of Don't Go Away. We have our After Buzz in just one moment. Let me hurry up and do this, and then we'll turn off the recording. Okay, tomorrow is Mac Buzz 5 to 6. Android Insight 7 to 8:30 on Wednesday. Off on Thursday, the movie that we have is the brand new movie called Past Lives, nominated for an Oscar. So definitely want to check that out for sure. And it's a great love story. You always if y'all don't like all the gruesome, violent movies that we sometimes have, then you can hopefully enjoy this one. It's only rated PG-13, so it should be pretty cool for everybody. All right, after the movie, Saturday, we have the iBUG Apple Workshop, and that's from 2 to 4. Now, we are going to turn off. We will thank everybody, and this is iBUG Today, and empowering the blind through accessible technology training.